Abbi Summers is back. Don't know what she's been up to, but Abby, let's have a
in the last
chat.
15 minutes, what have I been up to?
Well, you was upstairs, so you know. Anyway.
I had a coffee. That was it.
Lovely.
I had a coffee and then did a little bit more of a deep dive into this Niclas Füllkrug story.
Okay.
Yeah, look, he called out the players, didn't he? He questioned the mindset of the team, said there's a lack of motivation, said... I can't say the word, but said they weren't very good, and he was very, very angry about it. There is a piece in the Sun today by Jack Rosser, who basically said that he's a fine one to talk, Niclas Füllkrug, pretty much. Basically said there's some irony in that, you know, being a very expensive signing, I guess, for West Ham. Yes, he's had a lot of injuries as well. Dean Saunders as well on Breakfast, he called him out the other day for it a little bit too. I personally don't think there's anything wrong with not being happy with the level which your team or teammates are operating at.
So the problem is, though, is that if that's Bowen speaking, fair enough. Füllkrug, 13 games this season, 3 goals. He got brought for 27 million, 32 years of age, spent more time on the treatment table than he has on the pitch.
Is that his fault?
Listen, it's not his fault with injuries, but don't be coming when you've had a half a decent game, nothing special, and you're bringing in them numbers, 3 goals. Like, just keep your mouth shut. Let the senior pros that have done it at West Ham.
Yeah, but he would suggest that he's one of the senior pros. Obviously, German international, was in the Champions League final with Dortmund as well. Been there, knows what the levels are, what's to be expected. I think I understand his dig out. I agree with you. You'd probably be in a better situation not having played only 13 games. But he's talking to the mindset, isn't he? And listen, West Ham is a massive football club. And for them to be on 36 points, and let's have it right, if the other 3 teams were half decent this year, they'd still be in a relegation battle. So I think what he's trying to talk to is he's probably set, and we've been there, mate, where lads are already booking holidays now. They're looking ahead. Only 5 left, and you start counting them down. I think he's going, hold on a second. We've been terrible. Like, what are we doing? And I think, you know, the frustration does come out there in different ways.
But I just think if I'm in that changing room and I'm the suit checks and the Bowens, I'm like, shut up, mate. Like, you might have a decent career so far. You got to the Champions League final. You played in the Euros, but you've done nothing for us.
Well, fair, but he's not a young player. He's in his 30s.
Well, of course,
maybe he's calling out them as well.
Hold on, guys. We are going to be able to listen to exactly what Niclas Füllkrug had to say with Sky Sports.
Very angry today. Not disappointed, just angry on what we did after the goal. We had some minutes where we showed what we can do against an opponent like that at home. And after that, half of the team tried to score again, and the other half of the team just tried to defend very deep. And that's not the way it works. We have to find a way to have a togetherness, to have the idea where we want to go, what we want to do, and the coaches were very clear what he wants. So, but we have to do it all. Everyone has to do it. It's just my feelings today.
Oh, do you know what I quite like though? He's basically saying what's been said in the dressing room, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's basically saying the manager's going like, manager's asked us to do something. Half of us are doing it, half of us aren't, and he's not happy. But I do find it difficult. Gab, you know this as well as I do. When people have been at a level, and then they come into your club, and people aren't at that level. I think to your team, I think back over the years, someone like John Carew, somebody like Stilian Petrov, those guys that come in with a level and a standard that not everybody's used to at that moment. They do have to upset the apple cart, don't they, to get everybody on board.
I can see his frustration, and like I'd 100% understand if he was banging in goals and he's been playing all season, but I just feel like you haven't added to your team. They've needed a striker. Yes, you've been injured, not your fault. They've had to go and get Ferguson on loan. That's not worked. And you scored 3 goals and you near off £30 million signing, and you didn't have the greatest of games. I just think like I'd leave it to the skipper, Bowen, to come out and say, listen, like he did as well. I don't know. That's the feeling I'm getting from a lot of people.
But maybe he's not seeing that in the changing room. He's not getting that from the senior players. Maybe they are all on the beach. It is, again, outrageous. You look at the table. West Ham is 17th. You look at where they were and the progress that they had made. And again, I actually said this at the back end of last season. Be careful what you wish for with David Moyes and wanting him to go, because it's not always, the grass is not always greener when you do change managers.
Not one, have they, since February, end of Feb?
It's just not acceptable. I think from a team like West Ham, the size of the club, and also just where they'd gone to in the last few years, it's not acceptable for them to be there. And I know Füllkrug wasn't there at that time, but I don't have a problem with people calling out other players. In my opinion, as looking at that from a fan point of view, I wish I had that in my own dressing room at Spurs.
Yeah.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.